What's up, guys? We're back here with round 14 NAIC VOD review. We've got PsychicMalamar versus YveltalBreak, Hoopa, Psychic Boys, the deck. Dustin Zimmerman versus, I'm not sure the other guy's name, we'll figure out shortly. Got Dustin going first. So I'm actually not sure about this matchup at all. Matthew, I can try and pronounce the last name. So we got the Coco start from Dustin, which is great in this matchup, doing some early spreads, gets the Latios. That can just like punch Inkays and take knockouts cheap early on as well. So we actually see a really good start here from Dustin. He's got pretty much everything he wants. He wants more of everything, but like this is pretty good. He's got options. You know, if the Inkay moves back on the first turn, well, then you Coco spread. If it doesn't, then you punch with the Latios. Yeah, Dark Energy to Yveltal, get that ready, set up, to go to the break. So I have no idea how this matchup plays out. I don't know who's favored. I don't know who's unfavored. I just kind of watch it and see how it goes. So we see Matthew does play the Mewtwo, which is actually a huge deal in this matchup because it protects his whole bench. The Bridget, and we're going to see the Mewtwo come out. This is actually huge. He plays 2 Mewtwo. Oh, wow. That's actually huge. So that means, I don't know why he gets this. Why does he get the Necrozma GX? What is that going to do for you? What? Hold on. Mewtwo? Inkay's cool. Okay, that's poor. That's a very, like, that's just a, Dustin's just going to start spreading on this, get damage on it, and then eventually pick it off for 2 prizes. That's a super poor pick here from Matthew. I almost would have liked to have just seen Mewtwo Inkay. Another Inkay would be okay. Another Mewtwo would have been okay, but you don't need either of them. I almost would have liked to have actually just seen Mewtwo Sycamore from him too. Like the bridge is not super necessary in this matchup either. I think this is definitely bad. Getting the Necrozma is terrible here. It doesn't do anything. So we're gonna see the Latios to punch the Inkay. Yeah, just get another Inkay here. You want that double Inkay setup. Or a Dawn Wings would be better too. Benches the Mewtwo. I don't know about benching the Mewtwo. Why do you need another Mewtwo? Oh, I guess to KO his Mewtwo's, right? Yeah, that makes sense. I was going to say leave it open for a Yveltal, but yeah, no, this is actually fine. That way you can use the Mewtwo's to punch his Mewtwo's. So I don't know if he knew that he played the heavy Mewtwo shenanigans or not. If he did, I think Dustin probably would have attached this Dark Energy to this Mewtwo. Because putting it on the... You want to prepare this Mewtwo to KO that Mewtwo, for sure. So I think if Dustin knew... I don't know if Dustin knew he was playing the heavy Mewtwo shenanigans. So if he did know, he definitely should have put the Dark Energy on the Mewtwo instead of the Latios. Actually, he should have put on the Latios. Unless he had DC in hand, then he put on the Mewtwo. But put on the Mewtwo. If he knows he's playing these heavy Mewtwo shenanigans, then you need to attack with Mewtwo. So I just want to reiterate how bad this Necrozma GX pickup was. I don't know why he would put this in play. This early. It's not terrible to take one-shots on stuff with, but you don't want to put it in play to take damage unnecessarily, potentially from the Coco. Like, you're just not going to set this up early ever. Like, ever. I also don't like sending up the Mewtwo here from Matthew. Because you ideally want to get, like, 2 energy on it and then Floatstone Retreat. And then send it up with 2 energy on it. Then you get punched for 40, and then you knock this out. Then Mewtwo knocks you out, and then you find something to deal with the Mewtwo. But now he's going to be really far behind in... setting up attackers. I don't even know what he's Ultra Balling for here. He just fails it. He should have just grabbed another Mewtwo, I think. There, we know it's in the deck. Now he's going to set up Necrozma. I don't like this at all. I don't know what he's trying to get out of this Necrozma. There's the YveltalBreak. Now he's going to continue stacking YveltalBreak. We're going to see the KO on the Malamar and then 30 on the Inkay. This is just terrible for Matthew. So once again, all right, let's kind of go back. We'll talk about Matthew's early turns. The bridges should have been, you know your active Inkay is dying because you're bridging, and you see your hand, so you're not retreating it. Man, I think we should just go all the way back. Let's take a look at it again. So we see the treasure. He discards the energy. I also don't like this, and this is something people do a lot. Some mistake people make a lot in Malamar decks. Just because you have Malamar that can accelerate energy, you still want to get off your energy attachment for turn. You still want to have this attached to a Mewtwo. Like, you don't want to miss energy attachments. So I don't like this discard. He could have discarded the Choice Band. Why are you keeping the Choice Band? You look at his board, bro. Like, what GX, EX Pokemon do you expect ever? Maybe a Lele eventually, but then you can deal with it at that point. So that was a poor discard on the treasure. This should have discarded Choice Band. Lele for Bridget, I think, is fine. We should have seen Mewtwo. Well, right when you know this Inkay is getting knocked out, what do you want? You still want to Malamar on turn 2, potentially. You should go Mewtwo, Inkay, Inkay. Instead, we see him go Mewtwo, Inkay, and then the Necrozma GX. Sure, it punches this out, but like you invest so much to KO that if Dustin can just ignore this at all times, like we're gonna see him do in a couple turns, and just go after Malamars and Inkays. So this is super poor from Matthew. And then we see he whiffs the energy attachment. Like plenty of other cards you could have discarded over the Psychic Energy, but this should have just been attached to the Mewtwo and pass. This energy should have been attached to Mewtwo. This should be an Inkay. Discard the choice band with the treasures. That was super poor from Matthew. I don't know him that well to call him Matt. Back here, we see him charging up the Necrozma. This Ultra Ball, I think, definitely should have gotten a another Mewtwo, because you can't charge up this one right now. I also don't like sending this Mewtwo active. I think he should have like tried to find a Float Stone. Doesn't matter. We're here now, and he goes attach here and then charge up here. And Dustin's like, oh, that's great. I have Guzma. I'm just gonna ignore your Necrozma. I'm not a big fan of this energy attachment here, though. I still think this should maybe be on a Mewtwo, because the biggest threat from you is the Mewtwo, so I don't know. I like setting up the Mewtwo as a response, but I mean, now that he's setting up this, maybe it's fine, right? Because if you see him setting up this, you're just like, okay, well, Yveltal's going to come in and punch this. Once again, tricky spot from Matthew. If he's going to commit to this at this point, you're just going to bring this up and take this knockout. You should draw Psychic Energy, ideally. See him bench Dawn Wings. Float Stone. I don't like putting Dawn Wings in play either, though. I would have just Float Stoned your active. Just Float Stone this. Dawn Wings in play. That's a free 2 prizes for this Yveltal here. That's, once again, can put you in a really bad spot. Just Float Stone the Necrozma. You know it's not getting one shot next turn, but you're going to want to move it. If he has Field Blower, it does the same effect, where you'll need to find another Field Blower for the Dawn Wings anyway, so you could just find another Field Blower for this. I guess potentially you could bring in the Dawn Wings and hit, but if he hits with the Yveltal, then you do not want to hit it with the Dawn Wings. I guess you could GX it with the Dawn Wings. I guess I didn't really think about that. But still, you don't want to really put that in play, I feel like. Man, Dustin's hand is really bad. It's actually not that bad with how the game's playing out. Yeah, so like this KO, and then he has no other energy set up in play. Like this is really bad to even have set this up initially. All that energy should have gone on to Mewtwo. I think Dustin, we're just gonna see him KO the Malamar. He could KO this if he wanted to too, actually. I don't actually know which is better. He doesn't know if Matthew plays Max Elixir or not. We haven't seen a Max Elixir yet. But if you KO the Malamar, it means he almost definitely can't get off an attack next turn. If you KO this, you're going to win really fast, and the Malamar will knock it out eventually. The Parallel City is cute. It's always going to be Lele that gets discarded here. Oh, just 30 spread. Oh, so that's going to die to the spread anyways. Okay, so actually I like this attack better. I thought it did 20. I think it did 20 to each thing with damage. So I was like, it's not that good. Blower. So if we don't see this Yveltal get taken out, Dustin's just going to win next turn. Attach to Mewtwo. Charge to Mewtwo. Finally setting up Mewtwo. I think Mewtwo is his best attacker in this matchup. So Dustin just wins next turn if... well, I guess he doesn't KO Mewtwo because of the pressure. Dustin would need a Guzma to win next turn. But if he has the Guzma, he had the Guzma in hand, so he would have definitely have rather kept his other hand. But he's so far ahead here, I don't think Dustin really cares what's going on. We see the pass. DC to Mewtwo. Just get him ready to go. Struck for 1. Guzma would be sick here. Close it out. But I don't think... Dustin's going to close this out eventually, probably. I think it's a choice band. Cynthia or Sycamore. I'm not sure which. Sycamore. Parallel City again. Yeah, get rid of the Malamar. I actually don't like that Parallel City from Dustin. Because it allows him to clear off that Malamar. Makes it harder for Dustin to win. Yeah, I think that was actually a poor Parallel City choice there. Let's take a look at that one more time. I don't want to see the rest of his hand too. He shows it here. Yeah, that's just a poor Parallel City, because even though you're only doing 10 here this turn because of the pressure, then Coco can clean it up. So that's another prize that you can just like pick off the bench without having to use Guzma. And then Mewtwo just needs to KO this and you win the game, right? See, I don't like that parallel. There's no reason to play this Parallel City from Dustin, I don't think. Just let this thing stay on play with all that damage. He gets that free discard. It makes it a little bit harder for Dustin to win now. I think still Dustin is going to close this one out, but yeah, it's a little bit harder now. Knockout. Or he does 100 and then 10. Oh no, 10 to nothing now because the Malamar's gone. Field Blower, Ultra Ball, Malamar, Sycamore. All right. So I don't know about this Flowstone placed in here. I forget when this was placed, but I think it was placed last turn. This should have just been placed on whatever he sent active. Because he doesn't have a Dawn Wings in play. So this Flowstone should have just been put here. 7. He can attack. No, he can't. He's stuck active. Once again, this Flowstone should have just been here. Because if it was here, he could attack, right? So that's another one. Another poor. Yeah, charging up this is correct now at this point. But it's not great. There's the okay, so there is Lele in Dustin's deck. The Guzma, it goes knockout and spread 30 to the Mewtwo. So super poorly played by Matthew. I think Dustin. I still would have been a fan of the Dark Energy on the Mewtwo to deal with the Mewtwo's on Matthew's side eventually. But I don't know if he knew what Matthew's deck looked like. Mewtwo is definitely Matthew's best attacker. It shuts off like the spread from the Coco, which is really annoying early on. Shuts off the spread from the Latios. So I want to see Matthew set up around his Mewtwo's more. His Floatstone placement was super poor. Setting up the Necrozma was super poor. Putting Dawn Wings in play was super poor. So yeah, let's see if if Matthew can pick up on how to run this matchup with what he has available to him. Starting off with a mulligan is not great. Oof. Oh, 2 Paralocity and a lot of energy prize from Dustin. That's not great. The double DCE hurts a lot. The double dark is not so bad. The double DCE from Dustin is going to hurt a lot, though. So I still have yet to see Max Elixir from Matthew. I don't think he plays it. At this point, I would have to guess that he doesn't play it. He somehow is fitting Choice Bands, the heavy Mewtwo line. Yeah, I'm just going to assume he doesn't play it. So we see him open with the Necrozma. Don't really have a choice, right? We're opening Necrozma. Also, the choice to not, once again, just to kind of harp on some of the mistakes that Matthew made, just choosing not to have an energy attachment for your turn for no reason was just also poor. So we see the Mewtwo coming out. That's good. And double NK. That's also good. Discarding a Choice Band. That's great. We see he also plays Fighting Fury Belt. Fighting Fury Belt's pretty good. I don't know if it's great. It does a ton in this matchup. So he discarded 2 breaks from Dustin. So that's super bad. And he has to get Lele. Man, this is just kind of a poor start from Dustin. I assume he plays some kind of Pokemon recovery. So he should he's probably looking to get them back eventually. I'm not sure what the rest of his hand looks like. We see Lele going to be for a Cynthia. He has 2 Max Elixir in hand as well. So he doesn't want to get rid of those. And so, he has Super Rod in hand already. So he's good to go. Play the Super Rod, right? Yeah, you definitely play Super Rod here. Get the breaks back now. I don't like that at all from Dustin. I don't know why you wouldn't play Super Rod now. His deck doesn't play a ton of draw. So that, like, you probably have to set up your breaks eventually to get some value out of them to close out the game once the Mewtwo's start rolling. It's possible it's going to be hard for him to close it out with just Latios and Mewtwo's, I think. So you probably want to set up the Yveltal breaks eventually. But with his deck playing such little draw, it only plays supporter for draw power. You're going to have a hard time finding what you need when you want it. So I would have definitely liked to have seen him super rod those in immediately. All right, pass over to Matthew. Field Blower off the choice. Ultra Ball gets a Malamar. I don't see what else is going on. I think it's just into a Sycamore, so that sounds good to me. Yep, into Sycamore. Probably not attacking this turn. He'd have to get pretty lucky, but start setting up some energy on the Mewtwo would be great. Yeah, we got Treasure, energy attachment. Oh, this is looking pretty good. Treasure away that. Gets Mewtwo. Oh, that actually does get the knockout, doesn't it? Oh, Mewtwo's sick here. Yeah, I like that. Also, it means also baby Mewtwo can't return KO this. That's actually pretty sick. So Mewtwo GX is actually really good in this matchup. That's sick. Mewtwo's a little bit better if you could set it up because it blocks the bench damage, but like this is actually pretty sick. Just gonna go with a Sycamore from Dustin. He knows he just needs to see anything that is Pokemon, really. We have an Ultra Ball in hand. We have a Hoopa. Hoopa's good. The Sycamore Dark. I assume we'll see I don't even know what we'll see here from Dustin. Yveltal, potentially? We'll see. Yeah, Yveltal. Hoopa. Truck for 1 pass. Oh, he's going to go with the retreat to the Hoopa. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. Why wouldn't you retreat to Hoopa? All right. On Matthew's side, he attached again. Does the GX attack go through the Hoopa? If it does, I like this play a lot from Matthew. I actually don't know. We're about to find out. I assume it does. That's why he did this. I like this play. If it does, just be aggressive about pressuring Dustin. He's drawing really poorly here. You're not like burning a ton of resources to get this kind of stuff off. This kind of play off. Or just keep chilling. Once again, really, just like really poor hand from Dustin. If I had to guess at this point, I assume this would go to a game 3. If I was Dustin, I would almost consider scooping here. Probably stick it out a little bit longer. All right, we're gonna see the Cynthia. The Yveltal's not super pressured right now. Even if Matthew gets another energy in play, it's only doing 120. Ugh. Flowstone. We see a DCE. He might punch this with the Lele here. Seems good to me. No, he's just gonna go with the Hoopa, I guess. I didn't see he got another Hoopa. Yeah, you have to definitely attach the Hoopa here if you're gonna put the Hoopa active, right? I don't see the reason not to. Yeah, I don't see a reason not to if he's going to. So we see the Sycamore of 2 Psychics away from Matthew. He's trying to set up with the Mewtwo now to swing with the Mewtwo. I think he got it. Yep, looks like he got it for sure. And attack for should be 100, right? Is it 100 or 80? Oh, 80 with the resistance. Yeah, I have no idea. I'm pretty sure this one's gonna very quickly spiral out of control for Matthew, and we should see him win. Just gonna make a big Mewtwo so he can one-shot everything with Mewtwo, I think. And then Baby Mewtwo will deal with Hoopas. He has another Baby Mewtwo in deck. He doesn't have the Stretcher anymore, which could become a little scary, but it's probably just gonna be fine. So we don't see a draw supported from Dust. Oh, we do. I don't know why he doesn't Super Rod here then, because if he just gets End here, he loses Super Rod again. Put the 2 breaks back in the deck plus something else. Oh, so he's giving himself the option. Here he's giving himself the option of giving the Lele, I guess. I would like to see him hold the Float Stone if he is not going to utilize it this turn, because those are actually a pretty big resource to have, because Dustin can pull off a play where he like Guzmas up the other Malamar without a Float Stone and then stall for a long time. So I'm not a big fan of that, because he actually has a ton of energy in play. So if he can't find a Float Stone now, if Dustin goes Guzma up this, he has 7 energy in play. If he plays like 10 Psychic, he has to find 2 of them to retreat this. So I'm not a big fan of that from Matthew there. So he's setting up the Necrozma over the Mewtwo, and so it'll discard all the energy, whereas the Mewtwo would retain the energy. But I guess the Mewtwo could die to but if the Mewtwo gets knocked out by a Mewtwo, I don't think you really care. I would have liked to see the Mewtwo get set up, I think. Because the Mewtwo retains the energy, and you're like in no fear of being prize raced. Oh, so there's already attachment from Dustin. So he didn't even give himself the option of attacking with Mewtwo this turn. So he definitely should have done that. He definitely should have ended not attached here. Give himself the option to attack with Mewtwo to take this knockout. Especially because Matthew invested all this energy here. Once he attacks with that, then you have to just deal with the Mewtwo GX at some point. I don't know. Either way, it's still not looking good for Dustin. Max Elixir hit is nice. I hope he finally... No, I don't think he Super Rodded yet. No, hopefully he did finally Super Rod. Put the brakes back in the deck, because he's definitely going into full Yveltals now. Going into pretty much all Yveltal. So we see the retreat. We're going to see it blow up with the... Well, we should see some energy come back. I think it maybe... Once again, I think it should go on the Mewtwo. Just set up the Mewtwo to one-shot stuff. We'll see Matthew go down to 2 prizes. So we do see the option for the break here from Dustin if he Super Rodded him back in. I also don't know how many breaks he plays. He could be playing 3. Ultra Ball. Alright, so he's got the breaks back in there now, I think. And... chilling. Got the Guzma. And he's going to get the knockout here on the Mewtwo. Once again, we can't see the return knockout with Mewtwo GX. I would have liked to have seen him, once again, I still would have liked to have seen him put at least 1 energy on Mewtwo GX. Maybe 1 on the Mewtwo, 1 on the Mewtwo GX, I think. I think that would have been the way to go. I think he's going to get his second Mewtwo here. He maybe has the Lele for Guzma to KO the Lele on Dustin's bench. Yeah, I think he does there. Yeah, so then we see them scoop up. So going to a game 3. I don't know. I still don't know about this matchup. I think Matthew's probably favored if he plays it out correctly. The double Mewtwo's are definitely hard for Dustin to deal with. The Mewtwo GX is very good in this matchup. So that's 4 Dark Energy prize from Dustin we see there. I don't know about Matthew's prizes. So we do have Dustin going first though. Probably just gonna go after the Latios again. What does Latios punch for 40-10? Latios isn't great here, is it? Maybe just go into the Yveltal strategy early on then. guess you have the DCE, so I guess this makes more sense. And then you have like the option for the Guzma next turn to just chase Inkays. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I like going after the Latios here then. Opening Coco once again is really nice from Dustin. Gives him all the options. 6 cards. Orangaroo, pass. Matthew's side. Triple. Not the energy. If he goes for bridges here, I'm going to be a little annoyed. Just whiffing the energy attachment for turn. Hopefully it's just Inkay and then supporter. Yep, nice. That's what I want to see. And then Cynthia, nice. Yeah, I like putting the energy in the discard pile then over attaching it. Attaching active actually isn't great. If you could get another Mewtwo and then attach to that. Ooh, there it is. Yeah, definitely bench Mewtwo, attach to Mewtwo. That's actually sick for Matthew here. And pass. Oh, he's got everything. He's got the treasure for the Malamar. He's got a really good hand. It looks like unfortunately it looks like Dustin's gonna end it away, but it is a very nice hand. So he's thinking about setting up a Rangaroo as a response to a Mewtwo, I think. He's the DC. He has Max Elixir as well. I think he's thinking about Max Elixir into it. But he's gonna go with the N instead. Choice band to the Coco's okay. I almost feel like it might be better on the Orangaroo actually. You could like punch into like Necrozmas and stuff with the Orangaroo. That's like not terrible, I don't think. No, it's close. Not a ton of options from Dustin here. I think he actually just passed with the Coco active. I can't tell. He also could do 40-10 with the Latios, but that's not great. I think we are going to see the pass with the Coco active. But I can't tell. Because over here, I can't even tell what Matthew's doing. I think at the very least, Matthew should just hit into the Coco. Just punch it. You want to start getting to the other Pokemon, so force those out from Dustin. And like Latios hitting your Mewtwo. So he went with the Necrozma. I don't like this. I don't like going with the Necrozma here. Dustin did end him, right? Like he lost his Float Stone. Just attach to the Mewtwo. Just attack with the Mewtwo into this. Why do you want to attack with Necrozma? Attack with Necrozma seems super poor here. Like I don't think it does anything. Another Inkay here would be pretty sick, except the third Malamar. Mewtwo is also good though. We've seen Mewtwo. We saw the power of Mewtwo in the last game. Mewtwo GX. Maybe we got a Guzma in hand, so we can make some plays next turn. Double Psychic Recharge. Don't put him on the Necrozma. Anything but the Necrozma, please. And pass. Alright. I don't know. I'm still not a big fan of setting up the Necrozma though. I think Dawn Wings might be a little bit better. I don't know. Necrozma does one-shot the breaks and the Yveltals though. I still don't hate it too much. I couldn't really see the full board as he was playing, so I wasn't sure what I wanted to see, but this is fine. Guzma out of Dustin. I don't even know what he's gonna go for here. He's gonna punch this and then punch a Malamar. Oh, he has the choice band, so this is a good punch then. 120 and then 30 on Malamar. I wonder if 30 on the Mewtwo is actually better to set. Yeah, actually, maybe the 30 on the Mewtwo is better, so you can set it up so his Mewtwo's can get an easier knockout on this. Let's see, how much HP does it have? I don't know how much HP Mewtwo has. Is that 190 or does it have 200? Whatever it might be. I think I like punching the Mewtwo a little bit better. Oh, there's a nice float from Matthew. Treat. And we might just see a knockout. He can just like hold the hand, I think, from what I see. He has like a field blower. He's got a Guzma. Yeah, so I think he can just kind of chill. Not pressured at all right here from Matthew. Time could become a concern here because it is kind of a one-prize attacker game. Attached to the Orangaroo from Dustin. He's considering it. No, he's just going to go with the Cynthia. I don't know what the attach for the Orangaroo would be for. He would hit it for 120. That's just like super inefficient into the Mewtwo and Matthew. I mean, Matthew doesn't one-shot it back with the Mewtwo, but Matthew's like fine with that trade-off for sure, I think. Still nothing great on Dustin's side, I don't think. See what he goes for here. Oh, he can get the Mewtwo DCE attack here. Yeah, he wants to leave himself open for that for sure. The chance of him drawing into a Dark Energy or Max Elixir to attack with Orangaroo is so high anyways that he could get that off no matter what. Now we can get the Mewtwo knockout. Matthew's response will probably be Mewtwo knockout himself. Get some Max Elixirs onto the Yveltal boys. Get him set up, get him ready to go. Yeah, no reason not to Max Elixir again. Probably go to the other Yveltal. I'll go into the same. So I guess you can just go in with the break anyways. You don't need to like set up for a wing. No reason not to mention Mewtwo that I see. If you don't have any bench space next turn, you don't really care. So we need to come up with an attack here from Matthew. I think it has to be attack with Mewtwo. Unfortunate to get rid of all the field blowers there. Now if Dustin finds a parallel city, it's probably actually just going to stick. I think Matthew plays 2 field blower, but I'm not sure. Energy attachment, that's the important part. I would like to see that Inkay come down if there's not another Malamar prize. Get the triple Inkay going. I don't know why he's not benching that Inkay. Yeah, I'm not sure why he's not benching the Inkay there. I don't think that really makes any sense. Like, get the triple Malamar engine going. 3 Malamars is better than 2. Like, that's basically it. Yeah, I would like to see him attack with the Inkay there. I think Mewtwo has 120 HP, right? Or does it have 100? Can the Oranguru actually knock it out? I'm not sure. Does it have 120 HP and then pressure? Yeah, it does, because it can't get one shot by a Zoroark. Yeah, so if we had the Inkay down, we'd have another Malamar. I don't know why he didn't bench the Inkay there. If your Mewtwo doesn't get knocked out, that's great. So like you don't get a bench space, but your Mewtwo didn't get knocked out. If something else gets knocked out, you have a bench space. Just bench the Inkay. That was super weird for him not to bench Inkay. Yeah, I don't like that at all. That was a big mistake, I think, actually, from Matthew. Not giving yourself access to that 3rd Malamar for no reason. I don't know what he's scared of there, but yeah. Would have loved to have seen an Inkay come down last turn. The triple Malamar this turn would be super nice. So is he just going to hit it with Oranguru? Does not feel great. Does not get the knockout. See what Matthew does. Oh, yeah, the 3rd one over. So nice. All right. Not going to worry about it. Needs to find a way to deal with his Oranguru. Gonna retreat. You have a Guzma in hand. He's gonna go for a Guzma, I think. Lele Guzma, yeah. The Goose, and he's gonna knock out the Yveltal on the bench, I assume, with all the energy. I like this play. All right, so I guess if he had benched the Inkay, he couldn't have made this play. Sure. This is a very nice play, but still, I would have still like the Inkay is just consistently good there. Get the 3rd Malamar setup. This is very nice that he's able to do this. The response will be the Oranguru, which he will need to find a response for. But I think he's picked up. I think he's picked up on this point that Dustin does not play field blower. More YvelTals from Dustin. He might go. No, there's no reason. Well, actually, O-Wing with a choice band here would be pretty nice. Oof, not a great hand out of Dustin, and he's gonna have to attack with the Oranguru with a dead hand, so that means he loses the draw power. I'm confused. Oh, its ability. It can't be hit by colorless Pokemon. Oh, that's actually just a ridiculous setup then, and that's a misplay from Dustin. Big misplay from Dustin. I would have probably actually attacked with the Oranguru myself. That ability hasn't been effective in so long. Ouch, that one really hurt. It's gonna hurt Dustin for sure. Sheesh. Oh, sheesh, man. Yeah, that's a yikes. So definitely would have rather O-winged there. I maybe would have O-winged anyways because you could clean this up on the bench later with a YveltalBreak. Yeah, you could clean this up on the bench with the YveltalBreak later. And then you lose all your draw power with a dead hand. I mean, if he knows what his prizes are, maybe he knows there's a good chance he's drawing a supporter or something that'll get him out of the dead draw. So we need to see something come up here for Matthew. And Lele is actually a great attacker here. Even going into the top of Cure eventually would be good here. We see the knockout. 7 minutes left on the clock. I think we should be able to see a winner out of this game. Attached to YvelTal. Oh, the top deck Sycamore is going to be very nice here. I don't know why he doesn't bench Hoopa. I feel like he maybe... If he has another one in the deck, I guess it's fine. He wants to leave himself the option of using Lele potentially. There's the Parallel City. That's where this gets scary now for Matthew. I think you ditch the Mewtwo and that. I think you want to keep the Mewtwo GX in play. You definitely ditch the damage to Crossma, but then it's like, I'm not sure about ditching the Mewtwo, to be honest. It's close. Draw. Oh, if he can GX kill that one on the bench, that's pretty good too. And I think it's definitely what he's going to go for. I'm pretty sure he top decked Guzma there. That works. I almost thought he botched it there, but he does have the Floatstone, so he's good to go. We should also see the Treasure discard the Bridget out of his hand. Just thin out those cards. Unless he has a Lele left, then I guess it's fine to keep it. Oh, he gets the KO with the Lele. That's even better. I didn't even see he could get the KO with the Lele. That's even better. Wow, yeah. The KO with the Lele is sick. It means the Lele can pretty much KO anything next turn. I think we're going to see Matthew take this one. See what Dustin's thinking. He needs... this is why I would have liked to have seen him bench the Hoopa, actually. I don't know why he didn't bench the Hoopa, because if he could have gone just like Hoopa plus N this turn, it's possible he can get the tie and play for the tie through that. or even win the game with the Hoopa. That's still possible. Look at Matthew's board. He has Lele, Mewtwo, Malamar. None of that KOs Hoopa efficiently. Now I don't know if he has access to a Hoopa. He has Ultra Ball, so maybe he can find one with that. There's YveltalBreak. There's Coco. Maybe he's gonna bring up the Malamar. He's gonna bring up the Mewtwo. I don't know about this. He had Lele for N in hand plus Ultra Ball for Hoopa if there's a Hoopa left. Instead, he's just gonna hit it for 30 with Yveltal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe he's close to out of energy. Let's see what Matthew has. He's gonna count. 1 in there. 6, 7. Treasure away Mewtwo. Checking how it's left. He's gonna get rid of the NK. He's gonna Sycamore this all the way. Look for an energy. I'm pretty sure. Yep, get another NK. Keep that in. I'm pretty sure Mewtwo. Oh, he plays 2 Mewtwo GX. Oh, sheesh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mewtwo has 2 retreat costs, so he should just be able to win on a floatstone here. He's making sure, doing the math. I don't want to do the math. I'll let him do the math. If he takes the win, yeah, there we go. So we see Matthew walk away with the win. So one huge mistake from Dustin, obviously attacking with a Rangaroo. But besides that, I think it's hard for me to comment too much on Dustin's deck. I've like never played with the deck. It's hard for me to comment on how it operates, what it should be looking for in certain matchups. It seemed to be played pretty clean from Dustin. Game 1, if he knew Matthew was playing this heavy of psychic attackers, I would have liked to have seen the dark energy on the Mewtwo for sure. And then obviously attacking with a Rangaroo is just, I mean, I'm going to be honest, if I was in that situation, I probably would have attacked with a Rangaroo too. From Matthew, game 1 was super poor. I feel like played out super poor by Matthew, but then I think he figured out the matchup. He figures out what he needs to how he needs to switch between his attackers to take knockouts, and from there I think he definitely figured it out into game 2 and game 3. I mean, game 2 was Dustin just drew really poorly. Yeah, with the lineup of attackers that Matthew is running, it feels like this is probably a bad matchup for Dustin. Yeah, Matthew definitely figured out what he needs to do in game 2 or game 3 really. Game 2. Dustin just kind of drew very poorly. But when it came to game 3, Matthew definitely switching between his attackers correctly. The Mewtwo is actually very good in this matchup too. I mean, they're all kind of pretty good. The Necrozma's okay. The Necrozma's a little bit better than I initially gave it credit for because it does KO the breaks. But he didn't even get it that early. Like game 1, he got it like super early. Like, yeah, like I even mentioned, like it's okay to use Necrozma and you want to use it eventually, but using it this early setting up this early felt really bad, especially when you know this is coming up active. Whiffing this energy attachment for no reason on Matthew's side was poor. But yeah, after game 1, he seemed to figure it out, and a very clean game 3 from him. Dustin's deck did kind of clunk out in the mid game, but that's kind of the like Matthew's deck actually thinned super hard. You know, it's like 3 or 4 Ultra Ball, 4 Treasure. You get all your Pokemon in play. Your deck is like way more self-sufficient on board once you have Malamars in play. You just need to keep putting energy in play and then attacking. Dustin's deck, not a lot of draw power. He has the Rangaroo, but that's only up to 3, and we saw him like clunk out quite a few times throughout the series, which his deck will just kind of do when you're playing a deck that doesn't thin out your deck super hard, isn't self-sufficient on board. It can be if you get a lot of O-Wings off, but even then you have to find the breaks, you have to find the extra energy to attack with the breaks. When the first break goes down, you have to have enough energy for the second break, so on and so forth. Yeah, so Matthew's deck is a lot more self-sufficient on board, whereas like Dustin's relying on this one Rangaroo to hopefully pull him through. So yeah, we did see him hit a couple bricks throughout the series. Some of them he drew out of, some of them not so much. Yeah, so a little sloppy on both sides. The first game was played, I think, very poorly by Matthew, but he definitely turned it around. And then there was the big mistake here with the Rangaroo attack into the Necrozma. But that's going to do it for round 14, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you enjoy the content, subscribe. Any constructive criticism, leave in the comments. I always appreciate it. I'm trying to get better at this. I feel like I have been improving since the first one I did, but I want to get better at expressing my thoughts on the gameplay. Links, as always, in the description for Twitter, Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Check those all out. And have a good day, guys. Peace.